Welcome to the Button Bash Advent Calendar.
It's nearly Christmas! It's nearly Christmas!
It is nearly Christmas. And that leads us to the 23rd day of Christmas Ian gave to me. So, I had a choice of 4. I thought, Mario Kart DS. But we've already told stories about that.
Yeah.
Then Smash Brothers. But I've already told stories about that. So it's a toss-up between Phantasy Star Online 2 for the GameCube
Yeah.
or Soul Calibur 2. And I went for Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, good choice.
One of the best beat-em-ups I've ever played.
Yeah.
So I've only ever played the GameCube version because it came with Link, obviously.
Yeah.
And the arcade version. But yeah, it was just the way you battled on that game felt really fluid. Like it didn't seem overly convoluted with. I mean, it probably was, but like to me, I didn't feel like I needed to learn all of the combos to be able to play it.
Yeah. And whatever combination of moves you did, they would flow into each other quite well. You didn't have to do a set combo as such.
And it was easy to use each character, although I had preferences. Like every character, you could do at least a couple of combos with ease. Every character had their own little story for like the single player. We used to play it all the time. You used to always be Talim. I always used to be Nightmare.
Yeah.
Yep. Until I started winning, and then you'd go, "That's it. I'm being Killick with his stick."
Killick or the Raphael.
Oh yeah.
With his rapier, and you could just do
Yeah.
YYYX, YYYX. That's it. It's just the win cheat code.
But the other reason why this is on, well, why I decided for this was for the arcade version as well. Because that had like a conquest mode.
Mode where it had a map, didn't it?
Yeah, and you could pick a faction, and then whenever you played the game, you would level up your faction.
If you won.
And other people, when they played it, would come up against your character that you play as. That plays the way you play. So memorize
with
like
your
an
name.
amiibo.
Yeah, with your name above your head.
Yeah. So we used to go, when you used to work in the video game shop, we used to go down to Sega Park and we used to just play Soul Calibur 2 all the time.
Every lunch break I'd be down there.
Do you remember my character's name?
Yeah.
Cool.
What was it? What was he called?
He was called Gay Poo. He's a very happy piece of turd. Yeah, I used to be Nightmare, and I used to just obliterate like the computer characters. And our faction level at one point basically had pretty much the whole map.
Yeah, there was those 2 Chinese kids, weren't there?
Yeah,
that, used to play it a lot as well. I remember they if you were playing and they were around, they'd come and they'd put the coins in and try and interrupt your match because they were.
Yep.
Did we play as yellow? Were we yellow faction?
I think so. Yeah,
I think they were the blue faction. Like they were obviously it was. I think the main people driving like the faction fight was like me and you and those like 2 guys that were like playing it so much.
Yeah, and no one could beat my Nightmare.
No,
he was just destroying so many people when they went up against him at the computer player.
You were top of that leaderboard for so long. Like months and months and months. It would just come up like top of the leaderboard, number 1, Nightmare, Gay Poo.
Yeah, I remember I played one of those guys once, and for some unknown reason I thought it was a 1-round fight. So he beat me in the first round, and I was like, "Oh, well done!" And I started to walk away, and then the second round started, and I didn't realise. And he had already like taken my character's life down by like about a third of my health bar before I realised. So I quickly ran back, absolutely destroyed him the next 2 rounds.
Just going back to me saying that you were on there for months and months and months, like it just made me think when I first met Sarah when I was working at Fat Face and stuff. And you'd already gone to Australia at this point as well. And I was like, I'd been bragging because Sarah used to play Soul Calibur 3 on the PlayStation 2. And I was like, oh, well, you think you're good at Soul Calibur? Well, I'm on the leaderboard. I'm like, second on the leaderboard. Like, I'm amazing. She was like, oh, who's top? I was like, oh, that's my stepbrother, Ian. He's top. We're like first and second on the leaderboard. Yeah, we're amazing. You know what I mean? I went down there to show her, and that I wasn't second anymore. I dropped down to like fourth, but you were still top. And like I continued to play because when I worked in Fatface, I'd still go over and play every now and
Yeah.
then, not every lunch break like before when I was in the bar gate, but still, you were still there. Up, like, I think it must have been. It was in the winter, so it must have been like January, February 2008, and you'd been gone like
4
what,
months by that point.
three,
Yeah,
4 months, and you were still top of the leaderboard.
yeah, that was great. We always used to
Amazing.
have crowd around us as well. I remember
Yeah.
when we played it.
Oh, I've got photos somewhere of that I took randomly on my first digital camera of you playing Soul Calibur in Sega Park. I'll see if I can
Okay.
find it. Yeah, I'll see if I can find those
With
pictures.
my
And
long luscious hair.
yeah, if I have, I'll put it up. If you don't mind people seeing your face, I'll
No,
put it up and
don't care.
people can see. So people can see young Ian,
All right.
fresh-faced 20-year-old Ian. No, 19. You'd have been 19.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I went to Australia when I was 19.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, that's day 23.
Soul Calibur 2.